engagement. So defining your specific success metrics in social, there's so many of them, of course, but it's determining right back to some broader metrics what's happening to your business. So you might use things like the Net Promoter Score. Everybody's familiar with that from a customer relationship perspective? The Net Promoter Score is all about understanding what % of your target audience is willing to recommend you, basically. And it's an index that you keep over time so you can understand how you're doing. And clearly, social influence marketing programs will influence your Net Promoter Score. So this was something that was created before the online world, actually, the Net Promoter Score.
Is this score stated or is this derived from the Net Promoter Score?
There's a specific methodology for measuring the Net Promoter Score. If you Google Net Promoter Score, you'll get a ream of information about it, what it is, and the research methodology. So many brands have been tracking their Net Promoter Score, their business is tracking it. Great.
We don't know it specifically for social media. We know it otherwise in our regular brand track, which is intentionally to recommend
That's right.
advocacy and all that.
Yep.
But all those are stated numbers, so I don't know
Yep.
how accurate those will be.
They're directional numbers, like anything qualitative, of course. But if you can understand specifically how that Net Promoter Score is influenced by your social influence programs, that's helpful. Another is customer referral value, as we talked about before. So social influence marketing programs are very much focused on influencing the influencers and building, within your database those who want to refer you. And then finally, this is the latest score, and it's quite a powerful one, and it's called the SIM score, the Social Influence Marketing Score for a brand. And it's basically a way to measure your social capital. What is this all about? Well, basically, it's an overall measurement that recognizes the participatory nature of your brand. And it measures two critical attributes. The first one is the total share of customer conversations about your brand online within your industry. The second is the degree to which customers like or dislike your brand, in other words, the sentiment. So the first is an indicator of scale or reach, and the second is an indicator of likability or favorability about your brand. So how do you measure SIM? What's the formula? So this is one way to leverage your listening tools, because the formula looks like this. The SIM score is made up of net sentiment for your brand divided by net sentiment for your industry. And the components of these, the formula, the details of it, net sentiment for the brand is the positive conversations, the number of them, plus the neutral minus the negative conversations, divided by the total number of conversations for your brand. And then you take that same formula for the industry so that you've got a benchmark and not just a number in isolation. How do you benchmark against your industry? So again, it's the social media monitoring tools that give you the data inputted into these formulas to get your SIM score. I'm going to give you an example. So what they did in the first 6 months in 2009 in the US was they used the SIM score. They were listening on and offline with listening tools.